I'm Jono. 4 video editors, 1 investigation. Let's go.
4 free video editors, 4 different answers to the same question. DaVinci Resolve, used on Oscar-winning films, project database migrates forward on major updates and cannot easily move back. Kdenlive, fully open source, Linux native, project corruption that has forced the same edit to be rebuilt 3 times. Shotcut, portable, runs from a USB drive, recovery that introduced new corruption, render that completed but produced wrong output. OpenShot, drag and drop, 3D animated titles, export crashes requiring settings changes, project loss after a crash. None of them is the wrong choice for the right user. The series question was never which free editor is best. It was which trade-off fits what the person is actually trying to make. The more power required, the more complexity and friction must be accepted. The easier the start, the sooner the limits appear. That is free video editing in 2026. DaVinci Resolve traces its lineage to DaVinci Systems' 1984 color grading hardware. Blackmagic Design acquired the company in September 2009. Around 2012, a capable version became free. In 2015, Resolve 12 added a full edit page. DaVinci Resolve 21 entered public beta at NAB 2026. The Hollywood adoption is not marketing. La La Land, Deadpool 2, Anora, and 5 of 8 Best Picture nominees at the 2019 Academy Awards were all finished using Resolve. The color grading tools, the Fusion Compositor, and the Fairlight Audio Workstation are all included in the free version without a watermark or time limit. The Studio license, available for a one-time purchase, adds the Neural Engine AI tools and export beyond 4K. The failure mode is the database migration. Resolve stores projects in a database. A major version update migrates that database forward, and projects cannot easily move back. The January 2026 update incident and the March 2026 TV production export hang are both incidents where the gap between professional update discipline and hobbyist habit produced a serious outcome. DaVinci Resolve is the correct choice for anyone building toward professional work, now or in future. The system requirements are non-negotiable. The learning curve is real and front-loaded. The update risk is manageable with backup discipline. The ceiling between the free version and the one-time studio purchase is essentially unlimited. Jason Wood created Kdenlive in 2003 as an attempt to build a real non-linear editor for the Linux desktop when professional Linux video editing was essentially unavailable. Jean-Baptiste Mardel joined in 2005 and became the primary maintainer, a role he still holds. The MLT framework, built on FFmpeg, is the engine beneath the Qt/KDE interface. In 2015, Kdenlive became an official KDE application. Current stable release, 25.12.3. Kdenlive is fully open source. Every dependency is GPL licensed. No commercial entity owns the software or the data. Speech-to-text via VOS, K and Whisper, proxy editing, multicam, and unlimited tracks cover the practical requirements of most YouTube and documentary creators. The XML project format is open and human-readable, meaning corrupted files can sometimes be manually recovered. The failure mode is accumulated instability. Project corruption in the Flatpak build forced the same edit to be rebuilt 3 times. Startup crashes in a specific version prevented opening the application. A macOS startup crash required a terminal command before the editor would open. A timeline with 800 to 1000 clips became near unusable for scrolling, zooming, and playback. Kdenlive is the correct choice for Linux native users who value fully open source software and need more than Shotcut or OpenShot offer. The stability problems are documented but manageable with backup habits and version awareness. The gap relative to DaVinci Resolve in color, audio, and VFX depth is real and acknowledged in the active roadmap. Dan Denedy started the current Shotcut in January 2011 as a cross-platform testbed for the MLT framework, which Denedy also maintains, published through Meltitech LLC. Current version 26.2.26. The MLT XML project format is shared with Kdenlive, offering a limited migration path between the two. Shotcut's clearest differentiator in this series is portability. It runs from a USB drive without installation. For educators across shared computers, students without installation rights, or users who want a self-contained editing environment. No other editor in this series offers this. Full professional video scopes, 10-bit video, HDR to SDR, and hardware-accelerated encoding are included. Format support through MLT and FFmpeg means almost any footage file can be opened without conversion. The failure mode is edge case fragility. February 2026, a recovery file introduced new corruption rather than restoring the pre-crash state. March 2026, a crash during audio export left no projects accessible, and recovery required removing Shotcut settings from the Windows registry. March 2024, a memory crash reorganized the timeline. October 2024, a color clip broke the export silently. Shotcut is the correct choice for simple to medium projects on any hardware, and for users who need portability. The failure modes occur at the edges of Shotcut's comfortable range. Normal operation within that range is reliable. The registry editing requirement is the widest gap between the tool's simplicity positioning and its worst-case recovery path. Jonathan Thomas started OpenShot in April 2008 because he wanted a simple Linux video editor and built one. By September 2008, the project had a name. A 2013 Kickstarter campaign raised $46,000 and left a trust shadow from the gap between promised timelines and what shipped on schedule. OpenShot Studios, LLC operates a commercial cloud API which funds the free desktop editor. Current version 3.5.1, released April 6, 2026. OpenShot's drag-and-drop design removes every unnecessary barrier to starting. Files go directly to the timeline without an import step. The 3D animated title system, powered by Blender, produces animated text effects that no other editor in this series offers at the same accessibility level. The failure mode arrives earlier than in any other editor in this series. March 2026, updating to 3.5 introduced export crashes in a release specifically marketed on improved stability. September 2024, an entire project was lost after a crash. The autosave folder was the only path back. October 2024, export crashes required lowering settings and checking RAM, which is precisely the troubleshooting complexity a beginner chose OpenShot to avoid. OpenShot is the correct starting point for true beginners and casual creators. The Python architecture overhead means slower export than the other editors. The ceiling arrives sooner than in any other editor in this series. 3 questions determine which editor in this series fits a given use case. The first is how far the work needs to scale. For professional color grading, audio finishing, or VFX compositing, DaVinci Resolve. For open source editing on Linux with proxy workflows, speech-to-text, and multicam, Kdenlive. For simple to medium editing on any hardware with portability, Shotcut. For the first video, the class project, the birthday recording, OpenShot. The second is how much instability can be tolerated. Resolve is the most polished of the 4. The failure mode is technical and update-induced. Managed with discipline, it rarely surfaces. Kdenlive is capable, but accumulated instability is a real characteristic. Project corruption, startup crashes, and heavy timeline degradation are documented patterns rather than isolated incidents. Shotcut is reliable within its comfortable range and fragile at the edges. OpenShot is the most fragile in the moments that matter most to its specific audience. The third is how much hardware is available. Resolve requires a capable GPU and substantial RAM. Kdenlive benefits from reasonable hardware. Shotcut runs on almost anything. OpenShot is the most forgiving of hardware limitations, though it is also the slowest. DaVinci Resolve is the professional ceiling. Kdenlive is the open source community's answer for Linux. Shotcut is the utility editor that runs anywhere. OpenShot is the beginning of the spectrum and the right place to start, if starting is what matters most. Every choice in this series has a cost, and every cost is documented. The cost of maximum capability is complexity and update risk. The cost of maximum accessibility is an earlier ceiling and more fragile recovery. The cost of open source purity is accumulated instability. The cost of portability is a lower feature ceiling. Free video editing in 2026 is not choosing between good and bad. It is choosing which cost is most acceptable for what is actually being made.